Guys, what's up? I'm really excited to be with you guys today. I'm going to share with you one of the most valuable, most influential things I've learned in my life and something that we've used to help other people transform their lives. And I'm really excited to share with you completely for free. So it's something that took me years to learn, but I'm going to share with you in this video. So keep watching until the end because I'm going to give you a bonus thing at the end if you watch the full thing. Now, so you guys can understand, this video will help you go from not knowing your purpose to know and understand why you're here on this earth, to go from being sleeping spiritually to have a great relationship with God and become a spiritual giant, to go from no confidence to having a strong spiritual confidence, because confidence comes from knowing who you are in God's eyes, no one else. And fourth, to go from having no structure and no discipline to knowing how to be disciplined with your time and being effective as well. So you guys can know what's going on through your day and knowing how to structure your time. And then the last one, most important one, going from creating a life by default to creating a life by design, by manifesting and attracting everything you desire that obviously is aligned with your purpose. So anyway, these and then in the video, I'll share how these influenced my life. I'll share the before and after. And then I want to share a few case studies of multiple other people that have joined this program and that have done this stuff that I'm going to share with you for free today. So you guys can see, and maybe you can relate to them. Maybe you guys can relate to a little bit of their story. So before we start, this video is only for two types of people, and I want to describe it very well so I don't waste your time and you guys don't waste our time either. So number one, these videos for those, if you're working on a 9 to 5, you're a guy that working on a 9 to 5, you're making more than 60 grand a year, but the only problem is that you feel stuck in life. You're far from God. You're struggling with your confidence. You feel kind of lost. You know you're destined for more, but you don't know where to start that change. And you're just there going through the motions. Maybe you're making money, but you're just there. You're not truly fulfilled. And second is, if you're a young man that you live with your parents and they help you, support you financially, but again, same thing. Your life is not where you want it to be. You're struggling with your relationship with God. You're struggling with trusting yourself and maybe that little bit of confidence too. And most important thing, you're sleeping spiritually and you procrastinate a lot of time. You procrastinate a lot of things. And the discipline is definitely not there as well. So if you belong to those two types of people, and most important, if you're willing to do the work, you're willing to be coachable and invest in yourself, and I would say one of the biggest ones, and you're willing to improve your relationship with God, please keep watching this video, because the value that you will find in these 25 minutes that I'm going to be talking to you guys, and you guys can apply it, will definitely, if you apply it, you'll definitely see results in your life as soon as you apply them. So on the flip side, if you don't belong to these two types of people that I just described, all good. I post a lot of content on my YouTube channel for free because I really care about you guys and I want to provide as much value as I can, so you guys can improve your life. So go watch it and go apply those things. And once you feel ready, come back to this video and watch the full thing. Now, listen, there's a lot of stuff in social media right now. There's a lot of things that maybe you guys have tried. Maybe you guys have tried programs or like mentors or coaches or a bunch of stuff. I mean, you go to Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and everybody's telling you different ways to get better. And a lot of the times, maybe for you, didn't work. And I want to explain why. Now, you got to understand, as I said before, in social media, there's just so much information out there. And a lot of the gurus or coaches or mentors or all these programs, they're telling you, go to the gym every single day. You just got to make money, take ice baths every day, go run marathons every weekend, and all these different things that they focus a lot in just physical work or external stuff. But this is the thing, and it didn't work. And maybe you're doing ice baths every day, maybe you're making money, but you still feel there's something else that you're not doing. And let me tell you why. Is because you got to understand that you guys are a spiritual being having a physical experience. Therefore, we have to start spiritual first, spiritual, mental, and then we translate that into the physical world. We're not physical beings having a physical experience. So in what we do here, we focus on the spiritual, mental. That's something that I'm going to talk a lot in this video today. And then we externalize in our disciplines, in our bodies, in our finances, and all these different things. The world teaches you to start externally and then internally. But we teach you in this program, I don't think anybody does that for you. Focus on the internal and then the external. This is the same thing as building a house. Guys, if you guys want to build a house, where do you start? Foundation. And then you build the walls and the roofs and the windows and all this stuff. The world teaches you to start from the roof, walls, windows, doors, and everything. Here, we're going to focus on you guys have a strong foundation, because I don't want you guys to go back. I wanted this to be a critical moment in your life that you actually change. And it's not that you tried, it didn't work, and then you try something else, it didn't work. So anyways, now, really important. There's a lot of people that are pretty skeptical to trying other people's program. And maybe you guys are in that situation right now. That's something that maybe, I mean, definitely I can relate in my life, because growing up, I never tried anything from somebody else. I usually just like wanted to figure things out on my own. And it's funny because a lot of the people that we work with, they haven't tried any other programs before, so they're kind of skeptical to that personal development industry. Or a lot of our guys, they've tried a lot of stuff, but it hasn't worked. And again, this is the same thing as I go in the beginning. There's a lot of information out there. And sometimes it could be a lot of information overload. Something that I call paralysis by analysis, when it's like too much information that you end up not doing anything. So, and as I said in the beginning, what we do here at 20U, you guys are spiritual beings. So we focus on that spiritual things, on your relationship with God, on your mental game, changing the internal. And guys, I can promise you that if you do this on the right thing with the right steps, you can change the external as well. Now, before we jump into the value thing, I want to share a few experiences of people that have come into this program that have tried it, so you guys maybe can relate. I'll talk about those two groups that I just mentioned. And let me just share my screen with you guys real quick so you guys can see it. Give me share screen. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to share real quick. There we go. So I want to start with this, guys. And I want to start with my old story first. Look, I used to be, this is the old Ben. Like a lot of people that get to know me now, they're like, oh, you're doing all these cool things, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I wasn't like that before. Like I love to help people and everything that I do, because I can relate to pain and struggle a lot. Like I almost committed suicide in 2017. And I used to be very soft mentally. A lot of this stuff would get under my skin and would bother the hell out of me. Like I wasn't in the best shape of my life. And I had nothing going on. I was just hanging out with my friends, going to parties Fridays and Saturdays. I'm from Chile. Like I'm from a really small town. Like there's nothing special about me. I wasted a lot of time and I was super lazy. And that's something that it's part of my natural bent. I'm a lazy person and I procrastinate a lot. So anyway, I used to struggle a lot. Confidence was something that was really hard for me. That's why suicidal stuff was something like a really sensitive topic for me growing up, because that's something I never truly developed. And a lot of the stuff in my life, I had to like just go through it by myself. But I want to tell you my transformation. And again, I'm not saying this to flex like, oh, look at what I've done and all this. No, it's because if somebody like me was able to change and do what I'm doing right now, I know everybody can. So now it's like, dude, I've been able to run ultra marathons, Ironmans, do a lot of physical hard things and push my limits with like broken feet, messed up meniscus, no training in the snow, in the rain, just push myself and be an athlete. Now I'm fighting MMA. That's one of the sports that I love to do. I compete in the state championship in jiu-jitsu. Now I'm promoted on another belt. So I'm always pushing myself physically. I've been able to do like public speaking. Like I used to watch TEDx when I was a kid. That was like a huge thing in high school. And I was able to speak that a couple of years ago and have billboards and all these different things and meet a lot of celebrities and public figures and a lot of successful entrepreneurs that a lot of them, they're my friends now, and I'm able to work with them and collaborate. And it's been an amazing opportunity. Help people spiritually in my church. That's something I'm very, very involved as well, because I mean, God is a huge part of my life. And I went from this regular kid to like be an instrument in God's hands and help people. To start 20U, which I'm the CEO of it. And now we have 7 people that work in our company. And we have the program, we have memberships, which is an online community, and we're able to do a bunch of amazing athletic performance apparel products and create a badass culture of people. So anyway, a lot of really cool things. I have my own podcast show. Entrepreneurship is a huge part of my life, and network, all these amazing things. But again, a lot of this stuff came because of the principles that I'm going to share with you. So anyway, I want to share a few stories with you guys. Here in the left side, we got my friend Caden. So he belongs to the second group. He really struggled before. He sent me he sent us a DM on Instagram to come work with us. I met him at one of the events that we spoke at. And I just want to read his words and then I'll explain the transformation. He said, "This has changed my life. This is the best course of action I've taken. This program is worth much more than the money of what it is. I had no confidence, no trust in God. Now I know who I am and I'm focusing on serving people." So he's 17. I love this kid to death, and just being part of his story has just been amazing. His parents are super supportive and they just wanted to help him out. They just didn't know how. And then we came in contact and then he jumped into our program. He's actually coming to Utah, Northern Utah, to go sell with us in one of our events. So we're working together, and he went from doing a lot of substances and other stuff, getting a DUI and all these different things, to what he's at right now, getting better physical shape. Now he knows his purpose, spiritually, better relationship with God, and he's going to serve for 2 years to go to another country and talk to people about God. It's been amazing. And he's working with us now. Then we have Michael. He's 40. Michael was a freaking, I love this guy. I'll just read what he said. He said, "I took a chance on me by joining this program. I was very depressed, no idea where my life was going. I had doubts, sleeping through life, and I didn't know what to do. Now I know I made the right decision. I know my purpose, and I have a better relationship with God, and he has answered so many of my questions." He's 40. He jumped into our program a couple of months ago, and it's been amazing to see it, because one of the main thing that Michael has is that part of his purpose now is showing people that it's never too late to change. He was sleeping for 40 years, and now he was finally able to get his relationship back with God again. He started dreaming again and started having these visions and manifesting stuff. So anyway, it's been amazing to work with him. Derek is one of my favorite transformations. So I met Derek probably 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Let me just read his story. "I was lacking so much purpose, drive, initiative, low confidence, and I was super fat. And the only thing going on for me was making money." He's still a regional manager in sales. He was making a lot of money, but that was the only thing going on. "I gained true friends with this program now, have meaning in my life. I became way more confident. I know why I'm here and what God created me. Now I know what truly matters." He's one of my favorite transformations. And now we've developed to be like so close friends. And now we work together at 20U, because, dude, I've seen this guy get closer to God, be extremely humble, and get in better shape physically, make way more money, be extremely fulfilled, because he's a true leader now, that he truly inspires people to do and be better. Well, let me share a few guys here as well so you guys can see it. We got Grayson. Dude, this guy is a stud. He's in Arizona right now, and he said, "This program had so many benefits in my life, mainly by improving my relationship with God, by connecting with him and remembering more about my purpose. With this program, I have friend and accountability to get better. And because I now understand my purpose, I have more guidance in life." He's somebody that was honestly doing pretty good in life. He was really good. The only thing that was lacking is that he was just good. He knew that he could do more. And he knew that for months, he felt that God called him to preach more about his gospel, to help more people when it comes to bringing them to God and stuff, but he just didn't do it. So that's something that we talked a lot with him. You guys can see in that picture in one of our coaching calls. Then we got David, this dude. But every single transformation, I freaking love it. They're like my favorite things. And you guys can be the next one. But let me share with you guys with David. He said, "Being in the 20U program was like lifting a veil that was over my eyes. It's not a magic formula or some sort of speech that Ben says to get you motivated. The blessings and opportunities that have visited itself cannot be coincidence upon going inward, reading my Bible, and praying to God. As someone who had abused substance in the past, I was feeling lost with my extra time. What is my purpose? What am I doing here? Who am I? Some of these answers were given to me immediately. And with this program and the help of Ben, I have been able to create a daily regimen that gives me validation instead of using an outside stimulus. My journey isn't for perfection. It's to be great and to improve and to learn. Constantly pushing, even on the days I don't want to. If I keep my foundation, I have the right tools to improve and to give back." This dude, it's funny because I get a lot of people like, "Oh, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can make it work. I've got to figure it out." David is the perfect example that when you have the right mentality of, "I'm going to commit and I'm going to figure it out," he'll figure it out. He's somebody that used to struggle with like doing things that weren't the best, substance wise and other things, just trying to fill a void. that never got filled. But once he jumped into our program and we're working his purpose, spiritual stuff, and things I'll go in a couple of minutes with you guys, he was able to truly feel and be filled inside and realize that God can do that for you. It's not external thing. So anyways, there's a lot of people that they're jumping to a program. I want to read the last one. His name is Alex. I was actually on the phone with him a couple minutes ago. And same thing, he was doing sales, making a lot of money and everything, but he was just there. And he said, this has been one of the best investments I've made. And I've spent so much money in other programs. This is definitely top 2. I used to waste a lot of time before. I was making good money, but lacking purpose. Now I've developed true friendships and the level of accountability is insane. I truly recommend it. So anyway, guys, these 2 types of people, I can go over and over. We have a bunch of more transformations. I just put like a few guys here. Maybe you can just pause the video and read it. I'll just put this one here so you guys can read it as well. Anyway, there's a bunch of different transformations. And again, you can be the next one. Let me go back to my blah, blah. Anyway, you guys can be the next one. So guys, I'm going to jump into the value add of what the 20-year program is. And so you guys can get better. I'm going to use the whiteboard because I like to use the whiteboard. I'm just going to have my PowerPoint here because I have a few notes that I want to use for you guys. So let me figure it out. And okay. So hopefully if you have a pen and paper, that'll be awesome. So you guys can take some notes. Again, the stuff that I'm going to share, this is something that I've used and I still use in my personal life. So hopefully you guys can relate to it and can definitely improve right away. Okay. So topic number 1 of something that we go through. I call this the triangle. And it goes like this. And I call it the triangle because we're going to start, hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, it looks good. And we call it the triangle because we start with the general stuff and then we break it down to specific stuff that you guys can apply right now. So the first thing that we're going to talk about right here is going to be identity and purpose. And I want to start with these 2 things right now. Why? Because guys, I want you guys to understand you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. This is how we start with the end in mind. We want to know why you're here. And this is the other thing when it comes to identity. You guys were somebody before coming to this earth. Your life did not start the day you were born. You were somebody before with skills, talents, gifts, personality traits, certain character, gifts that God gave you, all these different things. And now the only issue is that you guys don't remember. Because if you would have remembered, if you would just know and you wouldn't like forgotten everything, like anything, it would be really easy for all of us to just live a perfect life and to do everything that we're supposed to do. But God wants us to not learn, but remember who we were before. Because everything that you need in life in order to win, it's already inside of you. Like, if I ask you this, guys, this question, who are you? Do you guys know? Because there's 2 versions of you. And I'm going to, so again, it's going to be identity and purpose right here. Hopefully you guys can understand my handwriting. There's 2 versions of you. There's the true version of you. And then we got the natural version of you. The natural you. Now, I want to start with the natural version of you. This is the version that it's lazy, procrastinates a lot, struggles with confidence, self-doubt, is far from God. And this version is the voice that you guys listen when you go to bed. He or she is the one that tells you, hey, we could do more. Hey, we should do more. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like, some people call it gut feeling. Some people call it instincts. But where does that come from? Like, is there an organ that talks to us? No, it's our spirit. It's our true version of ourselves wanting to come out. Maybe you jump into this video or my content because, yeah, you just felt inspired to, and this voice, your true version of yourself, guided you here. Now, in my experience, at least for me, I know the natural Ben, the natural Ben pretty well, and I know the true version of myself pretty well. And I want to start with this, guys. If you could have 5 minutes to see by the Spirit what God sees in you and who you truly are, this version of yourself, but that you don't remember, but we're going to help you to remember, you would walk differently, speak differently, dress differently. Your energy would be differently when you talk to people. You would dream bigger. You would think bigger. Your faith would be unbreakable. all these different things would be different about you. You would be a true leader because that's the actual version of you. So part of our purpose on earth is to remember as much as we can about this person. Because again, I want to say this real quick. We didn't come to this world to learn. We came to this world to remember. And I want to explain why. Because the word learn comes from when we're like acquiring new information that we don't know. Before coming to this earth, you guys had the knowledge. We had the knowledge. And we came to this world. We chose to come to this world to experience. Now, we forgot. So we didn't come to learn. The most important thing we need to do is we came here to remember who we are. And that starts spiritually because you guys are a spiritual being having a physical experience. Now, when it comes to the purpose part of it, this one, guys, there's a specific reason of why you're here right now. Like, I want you to think about this. Again, if you have pen and paper, please ponder about this stuff. Why were you born? Why are you in 2024 right now? Why weren't you born 1,000 years ago, or 3,000 years ago, or 500 years ago? Why now? And let me tell you why weren't you? You didn't come to this world just to enjoy technology, just to hang out with your friends, just to make money, or just to be here. Enjoy the clothes and the commodities and all the freaking things that we have on this earth. You didn't come for that. That's a benefit and a plus of that we get to enjoy. But there's a specific reason and a calling and a mission that God was like, hey, nah, dude, you're going to wait. I'm going to wait thousands of years to send you to the earth right now in 2024. There's a specific mission for you. And the adversary, he doesn't want you to know because he knows that if you wake up to your true purpose and potential, you're going to change as a person and you're going to start influencing other people for the better. But guys, the world is pretty messed up. And look around you. There's problems with the youth, pornography, sexual immorality, families are being broken. Everybody's average. 99% of people live a realistic life, reasonable life, likely life. People lack faith. People are falling far from God. There's a lot of boys, but not actual men. There's a lot of girls, but not actual women. We lack leaders. There's a lot of messed up things going on right now. And I want to teach you guys that you're part of the solution. God showed you all of that, everything that was going to happen. And you chose to be here so you could be part of the solution. And again, knowing that of why you're here right now, your purpose, it's literally the most important thing you guys can know. Because if you can know this, your true self and your purpose, dude, everything that you choose in life now will fall into place. We gotta start with the end in mind. This will give you clarity and direction and vision of where you're trying to go. So, same thing as like putting something on your phone or like a GPS or something like that. If you don't know where you're going on your GPS, you're just gonna drag through life. This is why we gotta figure out these two things right away. Second thing I want to share with you guys. Once you figure it out, your purpose and your identity and how these things can influence you and why you're here, what God says, and all these different things, we go down to topic number 2. There's a lot of people that work with us like, Ben, I found my purpose. Ben, I know who I am. Ben, all these things, but how do I fulfill it? And that's fine because God will show you the what here. He'll give you the what to do. But then we break it down to the second, which is passion, your financial vehicle, and your message. And this is the how you're going to fulfill your purpose. Does that make sense? Because on this part, a lot of people are like, Ben, I don't know what to study. I don't know what to do. I don't know what this stuff. And I'm like, okay, do you know your purpose? Yeah, I know. I figured it out. Okay, Ben, what do you want? How do you want to fulfill it? Because this is the thing. God gave you a brain, dude. God gave you skills and talents and interests and things that you're more inclined to do. So here's where we got to figure it out. As I said, number 1, in topic number 2, what are things that you're passionate about? What are things that if money wasn't a thing? What are things that you would love to do for the rest of your life? What are those things? Are you good in business? Are you good with like sports? Maybe you want to become an artist. Maybe you want to become a singer and everything. What's how you want to fulfill your purpose? Because I'll be the first one to tell you, dude, chase your freaking dreams, dude, and screw everything else. And if somebody tells you, no, you got to be realistic, no, screw that. Because when I read the scriptures and when I read the Bible and all these different things, look at those guys. They lived unrealistic, unreasonable lives, unlikely lives, because that's where God's miracles are shown the most, when it's impossible, when it's not realistic, when it's unlikely to happen. And I'll be the first one to tell you, dude, I believe in you, because I've been able to change my passion and to build a life that I love and my dream and everything. And a lot of the people in our program, they do the same thing. And we have that community. So what is it, those things that you're good at? Like, what do you want to do? How do you want to fulfill your purpose? You want to go to school? You don't want to go to school? You want to athletics, sports? For me, I knew it was entrepreneurship, public speaking. I love coaching, and I feel like I'm a pretty good leader as well. There's three things that you guys can think about on this one. What are three things that you're the best at that nobody else can do but you? Write it down. Like, what are those three things so you can spend the rest of your life doing the things that you're the best at and you love to do. And if you don't know those things, maybe you got to try more things. Maybe you haven't had enough exposure to certain jobs or experiences, and maybe you got to try more stuff. Now, the second one, when it comes to your vehicle, because most of the times your passion costs money. And before we can jump into our passion right away, we need to have a financial vehicle that can take care of the bills. So what's that? Are you going to work in your 9 to 5? And then after that, you can work on your job. We have a lot of guys that they do sales, and maybe that's how they get the money so they can start a business, so they can build their dream stuff, or they can pay the bills or whatever. So yeah, you got to identify this. What's the financial vehicle? And then this one is the most important one. And I want to ask you guys this, the message. Why do you guys think the word mess is inside the word message? Why? Let me tell you why. Because the thing you're ashamed of, your mess, your struggle, that's your purpose right there. That's it. That's your message. That's the thing you got to share the most, because that's the thing you can relate to people. There was this tennis player. His name was Andre Agassi. You guys can look it up. He's really cool. So this dude, anyway, he's Olympic medalist and friggin' a great tennis player and everything. And when he was growing up, he was dominating the sport in tennis. This was like in the 1900s or something like that. And anyway, he ranked top number 1. He was the best in the world. And after 24 hours, he was feeling empty because they did an interview with him. He was feeling empty. And then he was really depressed. They did an interview and he was feeling like crap and everything. And after a minute, he dropped to rank 141st or rank 41. I don't know how you guys call him. And then he was tested positive for crystal meth, depression, and his life was a mess. And then in an interview, he later confessed that he never wanted to be number 1. That's what other people wanted for him to do. But part of his story is that then he found what he actually wanted to do in life. And that's when he started a charter school for disadvantaged kids. You know why? Because in his own childhood, he had a dysfunctional family and he struggled growing up. So and he never felt safe. So he wanted to use his platform of being a tennis player and help his kids. So anyway, now that he found that something that he was truly passionate about, and now he found his message because he acknowledged his mess and he turned that into his message. He went back to playing tennis, and then he reached to be number 1 in the world again. And he holds the record for being the oldest player to be ranked number 1. And then he realized that through his passion, which was tennis, he can make a lot of money to help his kids in the charter school and help them out. So I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and athletes and different people. And I always tell them, I'm like, dude, you're more than an athlete. Okay, maybe that's the thing that you're good at right now. You love sports and everything, but the message will give it meaning, because I'm more than an entrepreneur. I realized that I'm not even an entrepreneur. That's what I do, but I'm not that. So with our athletes, they're like, dude, this is your platform, but what's your message? Let's identify this, because one of the ways the adversary, the devil, works to get us distracted is he thinks that this is the end. But remember, guys, this is the how. This is the means to fulfill the purpose, to fulfill the end. So anyway, as you break down these 3 different things, you're going to be able to recognize that you're going to start living a life more aligned in your vision, your goals, and everything that you're trying to accomplish. Now, when it comes to the topic number 3, Sorry, I talk way too fast and it's just, there's a lot that goes into it when it comes to this stuff. I'm just giving you guys as much as I can. So that you guys can start implementing right now. Let me actually make this bigger. So we got identity, purpose on the first one. Then we got passion, financial vehicle, and your message. And then the third one, it comes down to structure. And I talk about structure almost at the end, because what's the point of knowing and planning your days if you don't know where you're going in life? Like, this is really important because I talk to a lot of people and I always ask them, like, dude, why do you go to school? Or why do you do this? Why do you work at that job? It's like, oh, I'm gonna make money. Okay, why do you want to make money? Oh, I don't know, because I gotta pay bills. Why do you want to pay bills? Most people don't know why they do what they do because they don't have vision. In Bible, in Proverbs, I forgot this, I think it's 18, but it says, correct me if I'm wrong, but it says, those who lack vision will perish. That's why we start with the end in mind, because this will give you a vision for your life of what you're trying to accomplish. And then we break it down every single time, so then we can plan specifically every single day accordingly. And this is what we're breaking down to the morning structure and different techniques in the morning and at night, so you guys can be more aligned with your true self, so you can go out and perform and you know what's going on. And there's specific stuff that I use with our guys so they can know how to plan your days. But the most important thing is you got to be aware that everything that you plan in a daily basis has to be aligned to these two things right here. We want to live a life of alignment. Like, I don't do anything throughout my day that is not aligned to my passion, my financial vehicle, or my message, because that's what I'm here to do. If it's not aligned to my identity or purpose or all this stuff, I just don't do it. You know, so every decision that I make in dating, financial, jobs, career, friends, what I read, what I study, even when I go to the gym, like do all these different things, and when I go to bed and who I surround myself with, it has to be aligned to these two things. Everything that I do has a meaning behind it, and I know the reasoning of why I do them. Now, I want to ask you, do you guys know why you do what you do? Do you know why? Like, are you moving the needle in your dreams or in your passion and your purpose on a daily basis? Because I'm going to tell you, once you understand your purpose and you start remembering all this stuff, you're going to realize that part of your purpose is to become a winner in life. It's to become a winner so you guys can show others what's possible and to teach others how to win as well. But in order for you to win, to become a winner, you got to break that thing down. In order for you to be a winner, you got to win the year. If you want to win the year, you got to win the 6 months. If you want to win the 6 months, you got to win the month. And then if you want to win the month, you got to win the day. So we focus when it comes to structure, and we break it down to how can we start winning the day every single day. In the beginning, you're going to lose more days that you're going to win. But as you start building that momentum and everything, you're going to start winning 4 days out of 7, then 5 or 6. Maybe you're going to have a shitty day one day, and that happens. I'm not saying that every day is going to be perfect, but at least you're going to know what's happening, and you're going to be able to perform regardless if you like it or not, because now you know what's happening, and you're doing the same thing every day, being intentional and with power and being present and being effective. Because when it comes to structure stuff, the goal is not to be busy, guys. That's not a flex to be busy. I don't care how many meetings or stuff you have throughout your day. If you're busy, you're not being productive. The goal is to be productive and effective, is to get stuff done that's critical every single day. And that's something that we focus on a lot. How can we track and win the day every single day with structure and specific stuff? And then the last point that we talked about, that maybe is something you guys can study more. I've studied this for years now. So this is something that we teach in depth in our program. Let me just delete this. Let me erase this so you guys can see it better. Hopefully the video this can look good. But the last one is the law of attraction. And I teach this, we teach this at the end because this is a powerful thing. It's insane. Works like magic. Most people, they create a life by default, not by design. So we will teach you to create a life by design. But now we teach you this at the end because it's so powerful and it works so well that we want this to be aligned to your purpose and all the stuff that you're trying to accomplish in life. Because you can manifest and attract things that maybe you want in the selfish way. But that's not what we're doing here. We're here to show people what's possible, to inspire the world, the world, to make other people better. So we're gonna use law of attraction with righteous stuff. Now, let me give you a little bit of things with law of attraction. When it comes to the law of attraction, a lot of people, they're gonna teach you the law of attraction. It's just like the laws of the universe and energy and all this stuff and hocus pocus, which is part of it. It's definitely the universe and energy, and a lot of it comes from that. But I teach it on a spiritual level because I've understood that God is a creator and he created the universe. Therefore, he created certain laws that exist in the universe for us to live by. So before we start with the law of attraction, I start with this. What's God's nature? What do you know? What do you guys know about God? What's his intention? What is he trying to do? I want to tell you about this. God wants you to win. God wants you to be abundant and wealthy. I'm not just talking about financial. I'm talking about every area of your life. He wants you to be in shape. He wants you to make a lot of money and do a lot of good with it. He wants you to have amazing relationships. He wants you to have joy in your life and have a great family and be a leader and experience love and be loved and all these different things. He wants that for you. That's God's nature. Everything else that doesn't align to that, that's not God. That's not God's nature. So if that's God's willing, yeah. If that's God's nature and intention for you guys, I want to ask you, maybe there's one area in your life. Maybe it's dating, maybe it's financial stuff, maybe it's your body, maybe it's your mental game. Let's say you're not experiencing what I just described. Whose fault it is? Is it God's or is it you? It's you. Because I just told you what God wants from you. He wants you to have all these amazing things. So if you're not experiencing those things, it's because of this. It's because of your belief. It's because of your experience. It's because of your limiting beliefs. It's because of the things you focus on and the things you put attention to. So your only job, God is right here. If you're struggling in life, it's because you're here. There's a gap. You're not aligned. So what we do with law of attraction, we'll teach you how to control your energy and your thoughts and how you feel on all these different things, so you can be aligned with God and all God's blessings can flow and come into your life in a natural way. God, guys, there's the physical world and there's also the non-physical world. A lot of people just focus in controlling the physical world. With the law of attraction, we'll teach you how to control the non-physical world. And I truly believe this is about 40 to 50% of the success equation. There's a lot of people that just focus on this: vibration, frequency, energy, spiritual stuff, faith, and everything. And they forget to do the work. You can do both. And you can achieve what most people take them 10 years. You can achieve it in 5, maybe 3, or maybe 2. That's something that I've used, that I've been able to manifest and attract every single thing that I've desired into my life. And it works like magic. Because this is the thing, guys. And I'll just teach you this because this is something that is very deep when it comes to the law of attraction. But I'll just teach you something so you guys can understand a little bit. Words create thoughts. Thoughts create feelings. And those feelings are either positive or negative, and that feeling that's either positive or negative, we call it a vibration or a frequency. Hopefully you guys can see it. Now, this is the thing. You guys are the biggest magnet ever, and it's in your brain. So, for example, if there's an area that you're getting bad results or something, is because you feel bad about that one area. Let's say it's financial. You have a bad relationship with money, but also it's because you focus on those things, and it's the story that you're telling yourself. You can control how you feel. Your only job is just to feel good. That's honestly the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can control, is how you feel. And I can promise you, you can control it. So if you can choose to feel good, most of the stuff, let's say that it's about money, your relationship with money. So you feel good about money. Therefore, you're going to be in a positive frequency. And the laws of God that he created, they're going to match whatever you feel. Not what you think, but whatever you feel. That's why feelings are super important, because that's your way to track what frequency or what vibration am I putting out there. So in order to control the feelings, we got to control and guide your thoughts. In order to control these, we got to control what story you're telling yourself. So anyway, there's a lot that goes into it. I'm just giving you kind of like a simple thing when it comes to the law of attraction. We go very in depth in law of attraction and visualization and how you guys can use it, and how to truly create a life by design, not by default. Look, everything that we do in the 20U program It's related to make you guys better, to help you find your purpose, why you're here, and to remind you to have urgency so you guys can fulfill that for the rest of your life. That's our mission. That's everything that we do. Our products, our programs, our memberships, all the content, everything is related to all of our team. Those are the core values. So, guys, I want to finish with this. If you are, again, if you're working a 9 to 5, you're making over than 60 grand a year, but you feel stuck, you're far from God, you're strong with your confidence, and you know you're destined for something more, but you're just sleeping right now, this is for you. And second, if you're young and you live with your parents and they support you financially, but your life is not where you want it to be, same thing, you're struggling with your relationship with God, you don't know who you are, your confidence, you're procrastinating a lot, and you're sleeping spiritually. And if you belong to those two groups that I just mentioned, and you're willing to do the work, you're willing to invest in yourself, you're willing to be coachable, that's a hard one for sure, and you're willing to improve your relationship with God. We talk about God a lot. If you're willing to do those things, guys, I can promise you, and me personally, I'll teach you in depth all these principles that I just described, so you guys can apply them in your personal, in a personalized way in your life, so you can change this stuff in 4 to 6 weeks. That's how long it takes. And I've seen it in multiple times with multiple people. This is something that took me years to learn. This is the correct way to get better in life and to establish a strong, powerful foundation. Look, you don't have to keep wasting time. I don't want you to waste time in your life. You're running out of time, and you can be part of something, of a program that actually works. We have the proof. I meet with hundreds of people a week, and I met hundreds of people that have gone through our program that we taught this stuff, and it works. So if that's you, if this is something that you truly want to do, go ahead and click the link down below, schedule a call right now, and we'll see where you are in life. We'll see where you're trying to go, kind of like what's holding you back. We'll see if we're a good fit for each other and see how you can get started. Like, dude, worst case scenario, you'll walk away with a bunch of free value from our team. So again, if that's you, schedule a call down below. I'll be in the comments. You guys can schedule one. It's 30 to 40 minutes. It's free, completely free. Worst case scenario, you will walk away with a bunch of free value. If that's not you, if this is not what you want to do yet, go watch more of my content, because there's a lot of stuff on my YouTube that I post for free with law of attraction, all these principles, so you guys can implement them right now. So there's two different things that you guys can do right now. And there's two different directions. You can either take these 40 minutes that I just gave you and apply the information by yourself, see how you guys can apply it and try to learn on your own and build these systems for you. Or number two, you can just click the link down below, schedule a call, and we can save you time. And we can see how this can implement and apply into your life. Look, for most people, changing is extremely hard. And I've seen it that for most people, if they don't have a group of accountability and a good group that they can hold them accountable, and there's power and proximity and all these different things, they usually don't change. It's really hard to change on your own. That's why back in the day, we had pacts and tribes and all these different things, because humans, we need a group. So we can do that for you. You can stop procrastinating right now, wake up spiritually, and start living the life God created you to do and to be. You don't have to wait longer. You can give us 4 to 6 weeks. And if you're willing to do everything I just described, we can change this right now instead of waiting more years or another year to figure this thing out on your own. So if that's you and you're 100% that you want to take option 2, schedule a call down below, click the link, and let's get you in. Now, this is my last thing that I'm going to say, and I'll give you the bonus that I promised at the end. Guys, we're in a spiritual war right now. And that's just a reality, like it or not. If you're not aware of it, you're probably sleeping. The devil works in 2 ways. He gets people to do, number 1, to do bad things. Or number 2, to stop doing great things. And this is where he puts them to sleep, to waste time, and procrastinate. You know what I've realized is that most people, maybe they're doing bad things and everything, but most people, they're actually number 2. They're there. Not too bad, not too good, just in the middle. They know they can do more, but they're just not doing it. and they're sleeping spiritually. They're wasting time. And I've realized that being in the second group is way harder to recognize because you don't feel as much pain. If you go out and get drunk and parties and sexual immoral stuff or whatever, all these bad things you guys consider, you feel bad right away. You feel pain. Therefore, you want to change because there's pain. You recognize that's wrong. But slowing down, taking it easy, stopping thinking big, all these different things, thinking slow, dreaming small, and all these different things takes longer to notice. And that's how the devil works with a lot of people. So, guys, I was there before, man. I can relate 100%. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of our people that come through our program, they're from the second group, and they need that wake up call right now. You're one call away from changing everything. One call away. You're closer than you think. And I can say this because I've done it. I've seen it. I see it every single week. Every single week. This, like, dude, this means the world to me. Imagine what would this do for you? Like, it would change everything. You can finally start living a life of full fulfillment, true confidence, and start chasing your dreams and knowing that God is working through you. And I can talk about this stuff because I was that dude before, and now I'm in the other side. And I'm not a special kid. And God doesn't love me more than he loves you guys. And same thing with the people in our program. Like, and dude, on top of it, we'll hold you accountable. You'll have access to me, our team, our community. You're going to have a great energy and people around you. You're going to be part of a badass company and brand that with amazing products and amazing culture that wants to get better. And you're going to help. We're going to help you so you can be reminded. So again, last thing, if that's you, schedule a call. Let's get you going. Click the link down below. And if you came all this way to watch this video right now and you're here, this is the bonus thing. If you watch the full video, when you schedule the call and you talk to people in our team, you can tell them that you watched the full video and that we'll give you a special deal to be part of the program just because you watched the entire video. Anyways, guys, drop down in the comments if you have any questions. I'm really excited to see you. Much love. I care about you guys. This is what we do this. And I'll see you guys inside. Take care. Have urgency. See you guys later.